Take a moment to honor our own innate divine spark, God self, God source. We honor the ancestors, we honor the angels, we honor the spirit guides, the ascended masters, divine beings of the highest orders, those that came before us. We thank them for their guidance, for their insight, for their protection, and for their direction. Ashe. I am all light. That's the day's affirmation. I am all light. Frequency check. 1 2 1 2. I am all light. I am all light. I am all light. I am all light. Let it come through the crown and out your heart. We are all light, whether we recognize ourselves as such or not. The more we become illuminated, the more we learn how to transmute into our transformation. When you're illuminated from within, you begin learning how to transmute into your transformation. And we learn how, and the more developed, the more molded, the more we're able to shape ourselves through the craft of working with energy. You begin to be able to transmute anything that comes your way, because things happen energetically first before they happen on the physical plane. Things happen in the unseen before it becomes seen. We feel before we experience what it is that we're feeling. If it ain't worth your energy, detach from it. If it ain't worth your energy, detach from it. You already been given the signs. What you waiting for? If it's draining you, detach from it. If it's not empowering you, if it's not building you up, detach from it. It's already showing you what you waiting on. I see a devil-minded person is unstable in all their ways. And that comes from the King James Version of the Bible. We all done read it at some point. But that's a powerful verse. A devil-minded man is unstable in all their ways. Well, some may not understand it. They may say, well, what does that mean, Sawu? A double-minded man is unstable in all their ways. Well, let me ask you this. Picture yourself with two minds trying to do one thing. 9 times out of 10, both of your minds won't be centered and focused on that same thing to accomplish it. So a double-minded person is unstable in all their ways. I was applying that to sports and being on a team, whether it's soccer, baseball, basketball, football, what have you. But being on a team of your choice and then finding out that it's the wrong team because all you do is sit on the bench. So I was applying that to a double-minded person. When the biggest sports recruits shooting at you, trying to get you to sign, quote unquote, the contract to take your career to big heights. You got your team, you got your focus set on the team that you felt you always wanted to grow up playing, and come to find out that wasn't the team for you because it got you sitting on the bench when you could have been starting. A double-minded person is unstable in all their ways, like joining the wrong team will have you sitting on the bench. Now, I don't know who might be sitting on the bench, but one thing I do know is when we cut off authentic people for fake people or those who appear to be real, by now, it don't show you your own self. Because all we be choosing is reflection of ourselves, and when we don't know how to cut that thing off, it can only give you what it was expected to. If I save a wild bird, eventually it's gonna pet me. If I save a snake, eventually it's gonna strike me. If only a rabid dog would give me rabies. So I'm saying that to say, and wherever we came from, we gotta know where people coming from. And when we know where we came from, we're able to see a lot of things when it ain't coming from where we come from. Self-awareness, self-development, self-discipline. What is it showing you? It ain't easy to be everywhere all at once at the same time. It take work, but that's how I move through the multiverse as a multidimensional being. It ain't easy to be everywhere all at once at the same time. Strength. I just came through to spit some jewels, spit some things to y'all, to amplify our frequencies. Strength, courage, healing, and good health. We got to be able to see it. And part of being it is being able to express it over your life. Express it over your life. And if you can really express it over your life and you start embodying the energetic frequencies that you're expressing over your life, then eventually you will be moved to express it into the lives of others. So that's what I came through to do today, as I do every day when I come through. If you ain't struggling, I want to salute some people. If you ain't struggling, if you ain't burdened, and if you're not bothered, I salute you. And I encourage you to don't let nobody trick you out your happiness, because only you know what it took for you to earn it. I'm not talking about things. I'm not talking about I'm not talking about anything material. I'm talking about happiness. It's a frequency. So if you ain't struggling, I'm going to repeat this again because they're telling me to. If you ain't burdened, and if you're not bothered, I salute you. Don't let nobody, no thing, or no place trick you out your happiness. You know what you've been through to get in the space to know what happiness is, real happiness. You already won. And the only people who scratching their head about how you did it, the only people who our life is bothering right now, in this right now, is those who didn't mean us no good in the first place. So I'm going to say it again. If you ain't struggling, if you ain't burdened, and if you're not bothered, I salute you. Don't let no one, no thing, or no place trick you out of your happiness. You have already won. The battle already over. Most of us don't realize that the battle already over. It's already been won. You know, we just feeling the energetic residue of all that we already been through. So it feel like we still in it for some of us. But it's already over with. Don't brush yourself off. Give yourself a round of applause. You already won. Maybe I had to come through to just let you know you already won. Relax. Put your armor up. Relax. The spirit say you can relax now. Whoever I'm talking to, you can relax. You have already won, man. We ain't to be played with, man. If we working hard spiritually, on our spiritually path, you should be nothing to be played with at this moment in time. A lot of things, a lot of jewels I drop should resonate at this time. And this ain't applying for a lot of people who just waking up. This mostly applying to those who have already been in their wake up process and been traveling or having some type of affiliation over the years with somebody who has been woke. Cause anybody that know me personally know I've been that one. I'm not afraid to share it. I'm not afraid to tell it. And many times when you've been that one, people don't want you to tell it, because you got energy vampires and energy copycats and quote thieves, But can't nobody do it like you can do it. Like nobody can do it like Sawu. That's why they sent me to tell it. In flesh, we're gonna always be tested. But in spirit, and your divinity is gonna determine who you really are. I hope you ain't nothing to be played with in spirit. Because in spirit, I'm not to be played with, man. And it's important to know what's going on from within. Because if you do, you are not nothing to be played with. Because we're going to have to let people know that we are not nothing to be played with. Because everybody don't mean us well. And we should be able to appreciate those who do. Martin Luther King said, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? And I was supposed to start out with that. But for whatever reason, I didn't. Obedience, spiritual obedience is always more important to how I appear, or because I don't really care how I appear to people, or how people embrace how I come off. more important than I am concerned with being obedient and being intact and in tune with what my spiritual self is guiding me to do, say, or not do or say. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? And like I said, that was the first thing, I had intended to open up with, but for whatever reason I didn't. But through the process of me just following suit to flow, it came up and resurfaced when it did. Because one thing that I'm always doing, or that I wasn't always aware of, I'm always being in service and of service to people. Not always trying to provide one. I'm always being in service and for service concerning people, not always trying to provide one. What are you doing for others? Are we really comprehending the knowledge of who we are? Are we really comprehending knowledge itself? Now, if you listen to some of these clowns, you'll swear that they got it all down pat and this and that and the other. But when you really start to paying attention and observing, you start seeing the cracks. Ain't many people walking this day in and day out, breath to breath, heartbeat to heartbeat. Only when they putting themselves in the public's eye. Are we really comprehending the knowledge of who we are concerning knowledge itself? Are we really tapping in to what makes us happy? What really defines who we are? I hope somebody caught how I just ran them questions behind each other. And if so, you caught how they connect. I'm led not to repeat them. Be clear. Be direct. And come correct in all your efforts. Don't expect family, friends, foes, or otherwise to embrace the fact that your ancestors chose you. I have to live with this every day. Don't expect your family, your friends, your foes, or otherwise to embrace the fact that your ancestors chose you and not them. I have to live with this every day. And the reason why I'm expressing this to the family is because of what I was showing that come after that. God been using them the whole time, just so you get it. God was using my family the whole time, just so I get it. So no matter how much I tried to tell them about it, no matter how much I tried to show them, no matter how much I demonstrated it, no matter how much I was able to show and prove the application, He used them, the doubters, family, friends, foes, and otherwise, the doubters. He used them so we could get it. I say that to say, in the form of encouragement, in the form of motivation, and in the form of inspiration. Everything that done been tried to beat us and break us down has already been attempted, family. And all it did in the outcome was build us up. And most times when this was occurring, when we was going through the go-through, we didn't always know it until we got through what we had to go through. And the reason why we don't always know it, because when we're going through the go-through, it's uncomfortable. It's mind-boggling. It's painful sometimes. It have you angry sometimes. You know. But we get through it. Some way, somehow, we get through it. And when we get through it, we understand. And in the understanding, to those who are in that place that I'm speaking to in this right now, if you're in that place of understanding, meaning understanding, not standing under those same situations that you had to realize to activate yourself through, you know. But if you're comprehending, which is understanding, they saying breathe, release, and relax, man. We're gonna be all right. You already made it. If you made it this far, you already made it. We already won. Thank your doubters for helping you get here. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. Feel good for no reason at all. See my animals so in tune. Chip and Dale, they so in tune. They know when I put this wand up the first time, oh, that's just intro. But when I bring this wand up the second time, he already at the door ready to get out. But you know, observation, stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. Family, feel good for no reason at all. Thank you for the likes, shares, subscribes, comments, telling a friend to tell a friend to tell a path. You hear me? Just thanks for being you and allowing me to be me, man. I love y'all. Salute to God.